Hey, this is Dane from featherprop.com. Thanks for joining me here today. I want to do a little bit of a review on the Zoleo satellite communicator and give you some of my thoughts on it. A few months ago, I began planning a 3-day backpacking trip into the Dolly Sods wilderness of Davis, West Virginia, and I knew that cell phone coverage is extremely poor there. In fact, there's only one area in the upper northwest corner of that wilderness where you could actually hit a cell phone tower. By the way, if you haven't checked out my Dolly Sods video, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Please give it a look if you would. Now, since I was traveling and hiking alone, I thought it might be a good time to think about ways to communicate. I wanted a way to reach out to my wife and let her know that I was doing okay. And I wanted a way to reach out if things went south for me and I needed help. There are a number of satellite communicators on the market, and after doing some research on them, I finally settled on the Zoleo. And today I want to talk about some of its pros and some of its cons. All right, the communicator itself is a very rugged, solid piece of equipment that feels like it's coated in a rubbery covering of some sort. It is, of course, waterproof. It measures about 2.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches long. It comes with a small carabiner that you can strap onto your backpack or shoulder harness because to use it, it needs a clear view of the sky, and I'll talk more about that later. The device has 3 hard buttons on it. A power button that turns it on and off, a check-in button that allows you to send preset messages up to 5 people telling them that you're okay. And if you lift the little door, you'll see a red SOS button, which if you hold for 3 seconds, it will send an SOS signal to your predetermined list of people, as well as a distress message to local search and rescue. It's kept under the little door so that the only way you can press it is by intention. Though I do believe you can cancel the SOS by immediately holding it down for 5 seconds. The device also has a charging port for a micro USB connector. Now, why it doesn't come with a USB-C port is a good question. Not only is the USB-C a faster charging connector, but it's really the industry standard now. So if you're taking this into the backcountry, you'll need to carry with you a micro USB connector that you're probably not going to be using on any of your other devices. Now let me talk about how this thing works. You really have 2 options. You can carry this just as it is and use the hardware buttons on it, or you can download the Zoleo app on your phone, sync it to the communicator, and have access to a more robust list of features. Now before you even use a device, you would have to log on to Zoleo.com, set up an account, pick a subscription plan, and then set up your contacts. And I'll talk more about the subscription plans here in a bit. You can set up to 5 contacts as your check-in contacts, which means when you press the check-in button, all of your contacts will get an alert telling you that you're okay and where you are, and they'll get a link to your location. Okay, so let's say that you're using the Zoleo communicator alone and it's not synced to your phone. If you're out in the backcountry and you want to send a message letting your 5 contacts know that you're okay, you just press the little check-in button and the device will connect with the Iridium satellite network and send out your message. The preset message simply says, "I'm okay," and it gives your contacts your position on a map so they know where you are. And there's no way to change that message. You can't say, for example, "we're okay," or "I'm at camp." It just says, "I'm okay." If you get into trouble, you need to send a distress signal, you would just open the little cover and press the SOS button, and your SOS message will go out to your SOS contacts as well as local first responders. Now, if you're using the device alone, you will have no way for anyone to reach you. The device does not allow you to read messages, just send them. So you can tell your contacts that you're okay, and you can send an SOS, but no one can communicate with you. However, if you sync it with your phone, you can do a lot more. By using the Zoleo app, you can check in with your 5 contacts, and you can send them custom text messages, or actually to anyone who has a phone number, not just your 5 check-in people. And you can also use the app to check on weather conditions in your area and to send an SOS. And from what I understand, once you send an SOS, they will try to confirm via the app that you are in fact in distress, and they will try to communicate with you about what's going on. So of course, I highly recommend syncing the device to your phone and using the app, but you don't have to. Now, one of the selling points for me was that you can keep your phone in airplane mode to save your battery while you're out in the wilderness and still use the app. That's because airplane mode doesn't necessarily turn off Bluetooth, and that's how this device syncs with your phone. Now let's talk about pricing plans. Zoleo offers 3 monthly subscription plans. The unlimited is $50 a month, and as the name suggests, offers unlimited texting. The InTouch plan costs $35 a month and offers up to 250 messages, with each additional costing 50 cents each. And the basic plan costs $20 a month and allows up to 25 messages, with each additional message costing 50 cents each. Also, to any of these plans, you can add the location sharing feature for $6 per month. And what that does, it allows your check-in contacts to sort of track you on a map and watch your progress based on how often you set the device to update. However, your contacts have to have the Zoleo app on their phone to do this. It only works if they have the app. Now, what's really cool about the Zoleo is that, and this is what really finally sold me, is if you're out in the backcountry and your device picks up a cell signal, it will send your message on the cellular network, and that message will not count towards your message plan. Now, this happened to me just the other week. I was camping in the woods in my rooftop tent, and my phone was intermittently picking up 1 bar of cell phone service. And the Zoleo was sending and receiving text messages from a tower without charging me. Not all satellite communicators do that, and so that's a really cool feature. On the app, it will show you a little satellite icon which tells you that it had to use the satellite network. If the icon isn't there, then it means it didn't use the satellite and that message wasn't counted towards your total message plan. And I found that a really cool feature. Now, it has one more plan. Let's say that you return from your trip, you don't plan on using the communicator for a few months. You can suspend your plan for $4 per month. Now, that means your phone number is preserved, and when you're ready to use the device again, you just pick a plan and you're good to go. Now, I want to talk about a few things about the Zoleo that either I didn't like or I wish were different. First, as I already said, I wish that it had a USB-C port instead of the micro USB. Not a big issue, but I was a little surprised by that. Second, one of the things I noticed is that you really need a clear view of the sky. When I was at the Dolly Lodge and I reached camp, I was in the woods and I tried to send a message to my wife and other contacts that I was back at camp, and I noticed that the device really struggled to get a link with the satellites. In fact, I had to walk to a nearby stream several times to get a signal. Now, that might be a problem if you don't plan your accidents in open territory. If you take a tumble in the woods and you can't get a clear view of the sky, I suppose it's possible that you can't get the SOS signal out. But I guess it's better to have this thing than not to have it at all. At least you have a chance. And you just have to realize that it's not a device with unlimited capabilities. Now, the third downside to it is the $4 a month suspension plan. When I got this, I figured I'd use it the first trip and then immediately suspend the device. You can't do that. When you activate the device, you have to keep it activated for 3 months before you suspend it. Now, I didn't know that going into it, and was a little disappointed to find out that later in the game. Now, you may be thinking, why not just deactivate the device? Why pay $4 a month just to keep the same phone number on it? Well, here's the problem, which again I didn't realize until after I got it. When you first activate the device, you pay a $20 activation fee in addition to the monthly plan that you've picked. If you deactivate the device, and let's say 6 months later you want to reactivate it, you will pay another $20 activation fee. So if you're going to use it off and on during the year, you'll probably want to pay the $4 suspend fee rather than turning it on and off. If you're only planning on using it 1 month out of the year, then I'd probably deactivate it and pay the $20 activation fee when you power it back up. The fourth thing that I noticed is that the Bluetooth signal is not that strong. As I said, I kept it attached to my backpack, and I noticed that when I walked just like 20 feet away from my backpack, my phone lost the Bluetooth signal. And I was a bit surprised by this because I have other Bluetooth devices that will stay connected for distance far beyond that. So you just need to keep that in mind, that you can't stray too far from the Zoleo device while using the phone. Another downside is that you can't send group text messages on it. Your check-ins go to a group, but at this point in time, you can't create group text in the app itself. You have to text one person one at a time. Now, I read in some forums that Zoleo is considering a change of this feature, but at this point, it's still unavailable. All right, so let's talk about the bottom line pricing. The unit itself costs right around $200. I bought mine from REI and I got an instant $20 rebate to be used on some gear, so that was pretty cool. But everywhere else it's $200. When you activate the device, you're going to pay a one-time $20 activation fee in addition to the plan that you choose. Then you have to keep a plan in place for at least 3 months before you can suspend it. The minimum plan is $20 a month, so that's $200 for the device, a $20 activation fee, and at least $60 total for 3 months, bringing a minimum total to $280. Now let me list a number of things that I really liked about it. First and foremost, this device gave me the ability to communicate with my wife while in an area that I would have had absolutely no way to do so. And you can do this anywhere in the world. This I think will give your loved ones a real peace of mind knowing they can reach you when you're out in the backcountry and you can communicate with them and let them know how you're doing, even when there's no cell phone service. Now, I'm planning on going on a mission trip to Costa Rica next year, and I'm going to take this along with me to stay in contact with friends and family back home, just to kind of test it out in another country. Second, and I really love this, if the device is near a cell phone tower, any message you send or receive will not be counted towards your message limit. My phone was showing only 1 bar at times, but that was enough for me to send and receive messages on the device through the cellular network. Next, I was really impressed with the battery life. With the app, you can set the device to check and receive messages at various intervals from 12 minutes up to 1 hour. Obviously, the less frequent it connects, the longer the battery is going to last. I hiked with this for 3 days, turning it off at night, and came back home with well over half the battery life still remaining. That was very impressive. Next, I love that my preset contacts will get my location automatically when I check in. They'll get a link to click and they can see you on a map. And you can send your location to anyone via the app by clicking the little map icon near the message window. They'll get a link to see where you are. And lastly, I love knowing that if I get in trouble, I can call for help. I pray that I never have to use that, but if I do, I know I have a way to reach out to someone even when there's no cell phone coverage. So those are my thoughts on the Zoleo. In spite of some downsides to it, I do like it and I plan on using it on my upcoming trips. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or a question below and I'll do my best to answer that. And if you have another device that you like better, please leave me a message below and let everyone know what you use and why you use it. And with that, I'm going to sign off and I hope to see you here next time.